Hey everyone, what's up? I wanted to go through a play from this past week, and I'm going to try something a little different this week. This is a play happened early in the game. I'm going to show you here in a second. So we're going to go look at the broadcast and say, "Oh no, what happened?" And then we'll look at the film, just to kind of set ourselves a little bit, get ourselves in the mindset of the game and what we saw on the screen, and then what we're seeing now. So we're going to look at that right now. So this is, as you can see, 2:04 in the first. Packers are up 7-3. Hey, that looks comfortable. The Washington's bad. I bet they're going to win this game. So we're going to look at Rodgers right now, 5 for 6, 36 yards, a touchdown. He's got the little pass to Aaron Jones there. So we're going to look at this. Got a little motion. Rodgers rolls out, looks, unleashes a bomb to Doubs, who ball falls incomplete. So Rodgers makes some faces. Everyone, well, what's wrong with Rodgers? He's throwing this. He should have, let him up the field, or he missed him by so much. Oh, this is so bad. Blah blah blah. What happened? All right, so we're gonna take a look at what happened. Again, what we do here is not necessarily to assign blame. It's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is what happened. Try to put yourself in the mindset of just from looking at these things and looking at them over and over and over and over again. What are they trying to accomplish? Did they accomplish it? No. But what was everyone supposed to be doing here? So this looks, this is a classic kind of play action bootleg. This looks like a throwback thing, but it gets kind of interesting here. So we're going to talk about this. So play action bootleg is you sell kind of the wide zone. You have the mesh point with the running back there, and then you roll the other way. Typically what will happen is you'll have, say, three guys. The way they do it here is a little different, but usually you have like a sail route. You've got a flat route, usually as a slicer, but they're not doing that here. He's going to be like the middle option here, and he's going to run like the stick route here. So there's three levels there is basically what you're looking for. So you got the sail route, this deep corner, this crosser route, and then sometimes you have like a block down or at least there, this kind of slam route. So you're faking, trying to get the defense moving, boot back the other way, and get them. Now, what it looks like the Packers are doing here, and we'll talk about it, is instead of doing that full boot, kind of a half boot. And what they're trying to do here, and then kind of sets up there. So you kind of move the pocket, make it look like your play action boot, get the defense up and then over, and then hit them back over the top. So what they're doing is half boot. And then you've got Doubs, who's running, I've seen it called like a cop route. So it looks like he's running that corner, that sail. Then you come back over the top there. That's a bad route design, or bad route drawing, I guess, not bad route design. It's a really great concept. We've seen quite a few times off of this. It works well because you get everyone moving. And a couple things defensively we'll kind of talk about, but that's roughly what it looks like they're trying to get to. That's at least the route that Doubs is running, and based on how it looks like Rodgers is initially pulling up, that looks like what it's supposed to be. Now, there's things that complicate that. So Doubs is rolling here, and we're going to look at the defense real quick before we roll this. You've got this guy here. You're not really sure what they're doing, but it looks like single high. And he's going to kind of bite up, but you're going to have a boundary bail. And we'll talk about kind of what issues that causes here, or what we're kind of looking at. So Rodgers has that. Now he's doing the full boot. Now he could pull up. It looks like this is where I get a little confused. Not a little confused, but a little like I'm not entirely sure what's going on, because it looks like based on this, I don't know if this is, again, the route that he's running. Doubs is running this cop route. So he's running this, fake the sail, get him to bite on the sail, and then hit him back over the top. The fact that Rodgers does not pull up, I know I said earlier he pulled up. He does not. He looks like you've got a pocket there where he could. He's rolling. You can look at this a couple different ways based on the way that he's rolling and the movement of the others. And when I say the movement of the others, I mean that this one here is going and Tunyon's kind of crossing across here. The spacing on that's a little different than we normally see. We normally see this guy a little shallower, but whatever. It looks like Rodgers is looking for a full play action boot, whereas Doubs is running this, again, that cop. That's one problem. Something's going on there. Either Rodgers or Doubs, they're not on the same page with this. But regardless, I don't think it matters going forward. We'll talk about that. So because we're going to look at this guy here, who's kind of bailing. So and we'll look at this guy here, who's kind of coming down on Tanyan there. So what we see is, all right, even if Doubs is supposed to run the cop route, even if Rodgers is supposed to pull up here, throw that cop route over the top to Doubs, which potentially, maybe, that's not open because this guy's bailing. And Rodgers can see that, but Doubs can't right now because Doubs is turned and he's running that way. And this guy's biting here, which means that this entire part of the field is open. So if Dobbs just hits the sail route, hits that corner, there's nothing but space. So Rodgers is rolling out. Rodgers looking at that. Rodgers sees that, right? He's saying, all right, I'm going to give him a little bit of time. I can see he's kind of cutting back. We'll talk about that in a second. He pulls up the throw. He's cutting back. But if I throw this and I lead Dobbs over the top here, that ball's likely getting picked off because that guy's bailing on it. So Rodgers rolls, sets. Again, Dobbs that way. This guy's coming up here. This entire part of the field is open. So Rodgers is going to put the ball here. My guess, what he's doing here, because he's looking. I mean, this is not a misfire. I'll say that this is not a misfire in the way that you would typically think of one. This is not one where Rodgers just threw it to the wrong place or was trying to get it to one spot and it didn't go there or whatever. Like, this was not an inaccurate throw, I don't believe. This is the result of Rodgers wanting to do something that Doubs doesn't really see. And again, I don't know if that's on Rodgers. I don't know if that's on Doubs. I'm not entirely sure. But Doubs is running this way. Again, you throw this, it's incomplete. So instead, Rodgers is going to throw over here. And he kind of throws it in a spot where he's like, maybe, like, I think Doubs might be able to come back for this. You're not throwing it all the way out to the boundary here. You're throwing it in a spot where maybe he can turn and come and get it. And he does not. He throws it. Now, again, we saw this on the initial thing. If you look at this on its face, it looks like Rodgers missed this. Again, I don't believe this is a miss based on an accurate throw, based on everything that's going on. I think Rodgers sees, again, either Doubs is running that cop route when he's supposed to be running a sail, or he's running it correctly. Rodgers doesn't see that or something, and then still sees the defender coming off the other side and throws it. The thing that I think sells me on the fact that that's the play action bootleg with no cop route is typically for that cop route, you do have Rodgers going to pull up. So we'll kind of run it. I swear I'll run the whole thing here in a second. I know it's a little annoying. Typically, if you're throwing that cop route, you roll and set here because you want to set your base, right? You want to half boot, set. Everyone's kind of flying different areas. You still have the protection, but you're able to set and make that throw up over there because that throw's got to go over there. If you roll all the way over here and throw over there, suddenly that becomes a lot tougher, especially if you're rolling into pressure, which there is some guys like guys coming off the edge there. So if you're throwing this, half boot, roll, throw. So regardless of who got where the miscommunication was, it looks like Rodgers thinks this is a full boot. Doubs does not think it is, or he's running the cop route even with that just to take the top off of it. Rodgers rolls, sees that, and then throws. So again, I don't know what the call was. I don't know what was supposed to happen here, but to me, it looks like Rodgers sees this as play action bootleg, is rolling. Doubs is running that kind of throwback route when all that space is here. So Rodgers kind of puts it here because if he puts it over here, that guy has it. Just one man's opinion. So that's my take on that. We'll kind of run the whole thing. We'll run it from the end zone angle just to kind of, I don't know, get us all squared away here. There he goes. Full boot. He's looking. Toss it. So again, and we'll look at this from the end zone angle, and then we'll get out of here. I don't believe this is an inaccurate throw. This is not just Rodgers trying to get it somewhere and the ball doesn't go where he wants it to go. I think it's a matter of miscommunication. Again, who's in the right, who's in the wrong. I don't know that it particularly matters that much. Not for our purposes here. It looks like Doubs ran either the wrong route or a route that Rodgers did not intend him running, I guess. So that's my 9 minutes, way too long, deep dive into this play. So I hope you all enjoy this. I'll talk to you again.